Hello and welcome back to Brick System Brothers. Doing a little look at a gift with purchase set today, and one of my favorite recent gift with purchase sets. Actually, the last couple of years have had a bunch of really good ones in my opinion. So this is from 2020, and it was earlier in the year with a $100 spend threshold, and they would add this to your order after you buy $100 worth of other stuff. And I think that was available both Lego online and in most retail stores. I would have got this by ordering something online. So this was set 40370, and it's everything built right here. That's all it contained. But the box does have some nice detail going on with a new 40 years logo, and in 2020, a 40-year anniversary would put the original commemoration at 1980, and I think that's when this set 7810 was released. So the 2020 model is a modern rendition of a classic, more of a classic Lego train set, and several of the features of that set have been updated with modern building techniques. So just a couple things on the back, shows you what's going on. Interior view, the display base, kind of basic instruction showing that can be removed. And then there is a little note about the original base set that it would represent. So just kind of saying, yeah, this is to commemorate and celebrate what Lego Trains was around 1980. So the set itself is the base, a minifigure, and the train. Obviously the train is the focus of the model, and it's pretty much your standard 6 wide, except for maybe some piston housings up on the front, and so that gives it an overall 8 wide width, and it's kind of compressed for your typical train. I think usually this kind of train would have a separate tender, but this set just including the small steam engine itself. And a couple stickers to add some decoration, this time putting on the original set number. And the set it was based on also had a few stickers, but they had that little DB logo to represent some kind of Denmark Railway, I believe. Some of the elements in red really help to highlight and add some additional color to the otherwise black and reserved model itself. And then there are a few transparent elements for the windows of the cab and yellow transparent headlights going on towards the front of the train. And that's about it for the train. The back is open, and you can position that minifig in there, and the top opens. It's not tiled or anything, but there's not too many studs on that connection, so the top does come off pretty easily if you want to make it easier to get in there to switch things around. When you start looking at compatibility with the current train system, track-wise, very compatible. You might run into issues if you get wheels that are spaced too far apart on these curves, but this is spaced close enough together that it does go around without any problems at all. And then that's kind of where the compatibility stops, but it isn't a hard stop. As it stands, as it is built, this does not have the magnetic coupler system that the current train systems use. And this is actually an older version. But the new version is the same dimensions as this magnetic coupler, and that just allows you to hook up cars and separate them pretty easily. And the standard is kind of based on these wheel sets, so that gives you about the right height that you're going to need to connect an entire train. As for this train, it does not have a magnetic coupler. It just has these 2 brick-built buffers and a small loop on the front and back. So it would require a little bit of modification to actually pull something with this train to get this hooked up to a tender or any other train in the LEGO system currently on the market, and also having been on the market for the last 30 years. Back when this base set, the 7810, was released, they did have a different coupler system, and that's what these plates with the hole are trying to emulate, was that earlier, almost a vintage coupling system. And I do have a few pieces from that system, but I haven't actually tried to see if these emulated couplers would work with the vintage pieces that this is based on. So yeah, it works with the track. It wouldn't actually be that hard to get a magnet on here, just a little bit of fidgeting around. You'd probably have to get it out past these buffers so that you could get things turning on this tight radius. But with the included base, it really seems like it's intended to be more of a display model. So at the end of the day, it is not as crucial to have that magnetic coupling as it is to just kind of look good and represent 40 years of LEGO trains. So the base is nice. It's got some of these tile perimeters like some of the Creator Expert sets from the years before this was released, and a few more of those black with chrome backing stickers to give you that 40 years logo again, and the 7810 steam engine kind of display title. A couple bricks help put this up above the studs so that those wheels aren't interfering with anything, and it gives you a little spot for the minifig to stand. So all in all, a really fun gift with purchase set. I'm happy that I was able to grab this back in 2020, and it's probably something I'm going to modify to get running with my other trains, especially now that I'm moving towards the my own train sets and trying to rebuild those, piece those back together. So I feel like this would fit in really well with the my own train system, going back to the early 2000s. Yeah, glad I got it. It was a cool gift with purchase. It's not too hard to find on the secondary market now, but I think it's going to be one of those sets that really doesn't go down in price. It's just going to hang out maybe around $20 to $30, and then once we have significant passage of time, it will probably make another jump up to 40 or 50 if you are looking for a sealed copy. So one of those collector's items that also looks good and still has playability. I love it. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Quick review of this gift with purchase set from a little while ago. And I'm planning to do some more with this, so we might see this here on Brick System Brothers again in the future. See you there.